Boom. What's going on, people? We back for the second live stream. All right. Second one. First one did good. Second one is going to do good too. I believe it. You know, I told so. Fun fact, breaking the fourth wall. Last week, I actually wanted to reschedule, but I wanted to make it seem like it wasn't my fault. So my boy BK, I had told him, I said, hey, look, can we reschedule? And he was like, I didn't say can we reschedule. I was like, what did I say to him? I was like, hey, bro, so we still on for tonight. If we need to reschedule, we can. He told me something, yeah, bro, I got to clear it off on my schedule, on my calendar. I'm waiting. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, man. So at that point, I had no choice. But it was a good one. I was happy I was able to do it. And it gave me motivation to keep on doing them. And, like I said, we are live. So that's the main thing. Like I said, like Saturday Night Live, we Monday Night Live. All right. So we got a few things we're going to definitely cover today. But as always, I have to first cover this past week's episode. So this past week, well, last time we covered the whole series. But this week, we covered Pride is the Devil. That's like the sub name, but the episode that's what it's centered around: pride, young millennial men, and dealing with that. And we talked about quite a few things. And I talked about redemption. I talked about being humble. I also talked about quite a few people in the episode. 3 noteworthy situations. And I want somebody's feedback on that. So we're going to get in that in a second. But I talked about the Fresh and Fit podcast. I gave my take on that situation. I talked about Brittany Renner, and I talked about Sexxy Red throughout the episode. Now, Sexxy Red is the one that caught the most flack because I guess because we both from St. Louis. All I said was, she said she a hoe in her songs. Y'all do what she do, but y'all don't want to be called hoes. All I'm saying is, should nobody be a hoe, man or woman. That's my opinion. And I also quoted Mariah Lynn, her song Once Upon a Time Long Ago. I was a hoe and I admitted it. I believe that you can have a phase. Men and women, people say, oh, she was a hoe, she always gonna be a hoe. You was a hoe when you was 25 and you 50. That don't even make sense to me. But people weird. But somebody posted on TikTok and said, y'all podcast dudes don't be talking about nothing for real. If I don't want to be called a hoe, I'm doing what she doing, then I don't want to be called a hoe. That's it. I just put the fire emojis because I don't know what else to say to that. I feel like okay was too bland. I feel like the fire emojis kind of gave it a little pizzazz. But the guest of the week is here. So I want to see what his take on this is before we get into the topics for the day. Pierre, what is going on?
Yo, what's up, bro? What's up, man? Can you hear me? We good to go?
Oh, yeah, we good to go. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. How are you doing? Happy to be here.
All right. So, y'all, this is yet another podcaster who has yet to be on the show yet, but I think I'm going to have him come downtown. I don't know yet if that's what we're going to do. And just we're going to get this
Yeah, man. I'm
goody
trying to
going
get
on
this.
in person in the studio. So now, did you get a chance to listen to last week's episode?
Yeah, man. I saw it's funny. You was talking about Sexxy Red. I just got into that conversation with my homegirl earlier today. She had some controversial opinions. So it was I'm with you with it. Like you really hit it on the nail in terms of like, when I don't necessarily agree that everybody has a phase per se, but people do go through things, so we just call it what it is. But you hit it on the nail. Like no man or no woman should, act like that. And hey, if you don't act like that, it's gonna be a little bit of backlash with it, unfortunately. Not just Sexy Red, but in general.
So my comment was, as I just said, what I said again, I said, because I see some more people trying to come on. I said that she said, I wanted her lyrics. She said, I ain't no scary beat, I'm a hoe. And then she proceeded to the lyrics of that were hoish. Now,
Yeah.
again, all I said was, if you a hoe, cool. Stop. I just hate this culture of I'm not a hoe, I'm sexually liberated. Just call it what it is. You was hoeing, cool. That's it. I mean, I'm not saying it is something wrong with it, but what I'm saying is people respect you better when you own it versus trying to make excuses. Like I said, I have
I
more of
agree.
a grace with women with that, but I have zero grace when it comes to men. Men should always take accountability, even if, in my opinion, even if it's wrong, even if it's not right. I'd rather a dude be like, yeah, I did that. That was wrong. So what? Cool. You owned it. That's it. Either you respect it or you don't. But I think this week's episode, I really like touching on the whole. And as a podcaster, I'm sure you heard about Fresh and Fit podcast, right?
For sure. Yeah.
What is your take on them?
Man, it's funny. Like man, you came with the hard question, but I think it is what it is. I think it's a lane for everything. I think some men do need that kind of reinforcement that they were given. So I don't see nothing wrong with it. Now, a lot of people ain't gonna like that, but at the end of the day, a woman all day, a woman can say, hey, for example, y'all know Izzy tall. This dude about like 6 foot. So boom. A lot of women say, oh, I want you ain't 6'1". Don't talk to me. So I feel like they kind of doing that, but in reverse for men. Now I didn't subscribe to it. It's not anything that really just caught my attention, but hey, do what you do. Women do it all day. So I didn't have a problem with it, to be honest. Now were they a little bit aggressive? Maybe so, but at the same time, it's a lot of women that's aggressive like that with men. So I personally didn't have a problem with it. Hey, get your money if that's what you're gonna do.
So basically, y'all, what he's saying is kind of what I said, kind of reverse with the whole comment earlier, where it's like neither person is right, but if one person can do it, then cool, the other one can do it too. So like how I was saying, like if it's
Exactly.
bad for women to be hoes, it's technically bad for men to be hoes. It's just that society has made that okay. But let's flip it though. There are things that society made okay for women that aren't okay. But if a man does it, it's a problem. If a man don't work and he letting his woman pay all the bills because he going through it, he need to get kicked out the house.
He launched for
He's
real.
not a man. You know what I
Yep.
mean? So there we go. So, like I said, just the societal double standards is wild. This episode, actually, what people don't know is that episode was actually supposed to have been recorded like weeks ago, but I had some issues with my back. And so I really couldn't sit down long enough to do it, but I was finally able to do it. And now I'm back on the roll of getting episodes crunched out and recorded. And of course, the live streams are literally live. So it don't matter whether I'm here or whether if I'm on the road and we just got to put up the computer and just put up in the hotel room. Either way, it's going to make sure these live these last weeks. This is the second one. I'm debating on trying to do maybe 12 more of these. So then 12 more episodes in the season, maybe 13. Haven't decided yet, but I want to kind of add a few more episodes because I want to afford more of these streams to go. All right. So real quick, this actually wasn't in the discussion for today, but it's a real quick. I just want to kind of talk on or speak on something that I saw on one of these websites, and it was a quote that they had quoted by Ty Tribbett, and it was a quote I really liked because I think it kind of pertains to everything that that we've been seeing and kind of going with. Let me see if I can find it because I got everything else we're gonna talk about too. What did the quote say? It said, "Do I see it? Hold on now, they're doing
Uh-oh.
some work. Huh?
Nah, I'm just messing with you. Got to find that quote.
Nah, for real, I don't see it. But it was basically, did I screenshot it? If not, we're gonna move on. No, I don't see it. I guess I didn't get it. Okay, cool. Well, then now we're gonna scratch that. We're gonna go just to the first thing. So the first thing we're gonna talk about today is Drake. Now, on Drake's tour, apparently he's gifted people things. And one of the things I saw that he gifted was a Birkin bag, a brown Birkin bag, to a girl who had on a brown top. And he said, "It's my pleasure." So let's listen to the audio. Okay, so let's get into the segment that it has to do with first, which is what does this have to do with mental health? Okay, so from the mental health aspect, I think that for her, that was something she'll never forget. I'm sure that probably gave her confidence out of this world. She probably was in her house, like trying to figure out what to wear, then be like, wow, this outfit that I didn't know if I wanted to wear was the one that got me a Birkin bag. Not even saying I don't know her, and this is no shade to her. I'm just saying she probably can't even afford one, and you got one for free for wearing a brown shirt. You know what I mean? Like I said, not even on no, I can't because I ain't buying one either. I'm just saying, you know. So mental health wise, I think that's good on Drake's end because celebrities always talking about giving back, right? Which is gonna be the second thing we're gonna talk about. But I'm gonna start with this first. And I saw something else about him giving a G-Wagon to somebody too. So he Oprah, I guess, at this point because he just giving people they came to the show, they just happen to be blessed. To this day, I wonder if with that old Oprah episode, I wonder if somebody still has a car from that day. I will hope not, but I don't know, they might. So what's your take on that situation with Drake before I go to the next segment about it?
Hey, I'm with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, if you can afford it, go ahead. Cause it's not many of well, hell, I can't afford a Birkin bag either. And I don't really no, I don't maybe my cousin can, but you know what I'm saying? He rich. Most people can't, just like you said. So hey, if you want to get out of the way, cool. Whatever his requirements are, that just mean he was feeling good that day. Honestly, like the whole tour, he been doing little things like somebody sold their couch, gave him like 50,000. So I'm here for it because people always every day, oh, celebrities should do this or that. So you want to get somebody a Birkin? Cool. He just gifted you. Now you can keep it or you can sell it. That's on you. But just like you said, in terms of never forgetting that, 1,000%. That's one of those like, yeah, you should be on fire the rest of your life and can't nobody tell you nothing. Just Drake gave you a bag. He spotted you. It is what it is. Them expensive ass bags. So shout out to Drake. I don't see nothing wrong with it though. Hey, do what you want. It's your money, player. Do it. Hey.
All right, so let's move into the segment that we're gonna cover with this, which is WWID. What would I do? So in this situation, I could assume you would say, because that I didn't even think of that. You would get it if it was you that got the bag, whatever it was, he gifted you. Say, okay, so you would do so he didn't give well, I don't know who he gave the G-Wagon to, but say for instance, he gave you a bag. What's a rich man's bag? Whatever. Okay, so you think about that. So if Drake would be like, "Hey, bro, over here got the got the forces on like this. Here, take this. Here, this bag. It match." So you take it the bag from Drake. Would you keep it or would you would probably sell it? Is what you're saying?
Nah. I
You
mean,
keep.
it depends on what it is. You know what I'm saying? But I remember growing up listening to K104 in Dallas. And I remember they were giving away this green H2 Hummer, right? They gave everybody these keys, and everybody had to go in line to check it, check it, check it. And I never forget the lady won this money green Hummer, and she could have kept it, but she sold it and put it down on the house. So that immediately, that's just what popped up in my head because with something so expensive like that, you know what I'm saying, you do what you want to do with it. Me, it depends. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's a new camera or something I'm trying to upgrade to, I might go cash out. But if I got everything I want or almost everything I want, I might hold on to it, but it's a game time decision. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, this is shit Drake gave it to you. So that's big. It's like Michael Jackson taking off his glove and saying, you know what I'm saying, here you go. So you do what you want to do with it, but it's valuable. And it's a Birkin. In that case, it was a Birkin. So I think they hold value. But I don't know what I would do to be honest. It just depends on what my bank account looking like. I might it's up in the air. Just like that.
I don't know because you literally could take that bag and get on YouTube. I'm talking about YouTube. You can get on TikTok with it and be like, "Y'all, I'm the one that won the bag. This is what I got. Anybody who trying to get it, woo, woo." If it was me in that situation, before you kind of brought up the whole selling and use it for something else, I
Yep.
probably because see, we got to think like we can't just say Drake because if Drake not your favorite artist, then it's like you got to think about if somebody was your favorite person, like so that
Kanye,
makes it more personable. So if
valuable.
my favorite person
Yep.
gave me something, I don't know. I don't know if I don't know because like if it's I don't know, I really don't know. I mean, the business mind would be to say sell it, but then the me personally, I would probably I don't know. I really don't. But it's funny because this goes to the next one, which is WWJD, which is what would Jesus do? So ethically and morally, what would be the best thing to do in this situation? Ethically, moral, that kind of thing, moral wise, you probably would want to give this to the poor. Morally, whatever it is, right? Morally, morally. That don't mean you're gonna do it, but that will be the righteous thing to do. I, hmm, hmm. But I'm real. I don't know. I probably wouldn't have done that.
I
I'm
mean,
just being
it
honest. I probably
depends.
wouldn't.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it depends. It's definitely no right or wrong answer. I think a lot of the times, we kind of get caught up into this whole like, man, I gotta do it like this or I gotta do it like that. Look, everybody isn't meant to be a leader. Everybody isn't meant to be an activist. You know what I'm saying? Some people just gonna live and enjoy. And honestly, nothing wrong with either one as long as you're doing good for people overall. You know what I'm saying? So in that moment, you might want to keep whatever that is. Because if Kanye West give me something, I'm gonna hold on to it. But you can
But
still pay it for by doing something else. You ain't gotta give away your gift. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta man, my mama get mad. I can't even think of it right now. But when somebody want to give something to you, hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's your blessing. So it's nothing wrong with it, but just do good in another kind of way. You ain't got to match the blessing. You feel what I'm saying? We ain't playing who can bless the hardest, but I ain't selling it. But like I say, depending on what that bank account looking like in that moment, because that's a car, that's whatever you want, really. It just depends. But you can hold on to it, or like say go viral on TikTok. Boom, now you done turned it into something else. So hey, it's
what I
in the
was
air, bro.
thinking, what I was thinking though too when you said that, when it was like I saw something that was like when people be too humble, when it be like somebody trying to bless you with something, you be like, no, I ain't gonna need that. They was like,
I'm
stop trying to
good.
be too humble because you make messing them up from God giving them a blessing for blessing you because you can't take it. So keep that in mind. In this case, with me, with like I said, I said with the morally right thing, it will be to give it to the poor, but I feel as though it's just one of those things, really. And it's like we say what's good to do until we in that situation. You may be led to do that, but then at the same time, you may not be led to do that. You may be like, I'm gonna keep it and do like this. Now, this goes into the final part of this one, which is what should men do? And WSMD. So, what should men do in this situation? And as a man, like I said, we talk about what I would do, what Jesus would do, morally correct, and then what men should do. I think men should do in this situation what will be best to honestly bring the most profit. That's what I think. I think that a man should do what will bring the most profit and not the most clout. And even if it's something you really loved, I believe that we should maybe find some way to benefit or profit off of it. Does that mean sell it? Possibly. Or like you said, maybe this can be something where if you are a content creator, say, let's just say hypothetically, of course, that's a song. But if Kanye West gave you some shoes or a jacket, if you was a content creator, I would probably record myself in like 10 different fits, not wear them at once, and just have them on file and upload them at different times. Then maybe sell it, but then still that way, I got some content off of it, or podcast. In my case, podcast. I will go record several episodes with that on in some way, shape, or form in different ways. Because it's cause us podcast. Unless you have one of them current event podcasts, but like if you had a podcast that you can kind of record in bulk or whenever you want to, record
Thanks.
different outfits with it on, and then whether it was and then that way you got your bang for your buck because people seeing you in it. You could be like, I won this and this, and then you done sold it and got some money off of it. It's the best of both worlds.
Yeah, or you could put it up on a frame and have Kanye West sign that mud. It depends on what you want to do. But yeah, like you can definitely win doing that. I mean, you definitely got to rock it a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? Get them fits off. You know what I'm saying? Get your notoriety and then make some money too. It is a win-win situation, like you said. So you really can't go wrong with that at all.
All right, before we go to the next one, I want to end off by saying I think that it's good to see that some of these celebrities are giving back in some cases because most times they don't. They don't. They say they do. They want us to give back, but then it's like they not giving back, and it's like y'all the rich ones. So what we doing? That don't even make sense to me.
That's real.
Now, this leads into the next part, and remember, we are live, and it talked about today. Now, a few weeks ago, Oprah and Dwayne the Rock Johnson was on Instagram Live. Oh, I found a quote, so we're gonna pause that because that's the finale. So we're gonna pause that. But it's a quote. It says it's by Ty Tribbett. I found it. It says, "You want something new, you have to be ready to change." I just have to give my take on that real quick. You doing the same hamster wheel over and over again of go to work, go home, go to work, go home, go to work, go home. Work on content a little bit. At some point, something got to change. You got to change your environment. You got to change who you're around. You got to go to conferences, which as a podcaster, I've been bad on because I've been seeing all my podcasters throughout the years, not throughout the years, but especially this year for sure, maybe last year, I seen them at these different conferences in like Miami and all these places. And it's like, I travel anyway. Why am I not there? They're the places I should have been at. And the mindset I have now, I know like, okay, when I'm coming up, you need to be there. You know what I mean? Find your Airbnb or a hotel, whichever's cheaper, and you just need to go. Record content while you're there, but them the kind of places I need to be in. So I think sometimes I believe God puts us in situations where we're forced to change sometimes those catastrophes, and then it's like you got to change now because all this bad something happened. So with me and my current state of at current point in life, like I'm not teaching no more, I'm winging it, and something happened today that's kind of interesting. I'll keep y'all updated on the next live stream as to what happened with it, and I'll talk about it then. But are you doing anything different now that could warrant something new, warrant the change in your life?
That's for me.
Yeah.
Man, I think you hit it on the nail. I talk to one of my homegirls every day, one of my good friends. And I tell her the same thing you said, doing the same thing, spinning that hamster wheel. It's like nothing's going to change. For me, I think the biggest change I've made as of probably the last 6 months is honestly truly not giving a fuck. And just, if I have an idea, just putting it out there. That's what I've been on. Like this whole year, man, from Instagram to YouTube, I was like, man, I'm just doing whatever I want. I was locked in doing one thing for like the last 4.5 years. And finally it came to a point about a month and a half ago where I just like, you know what, that side is completely cut off. So now I'm 100% here. But I started off the year, I was just like, because I told her, she really pissed me off. We supposed to be doing the pod, and I said, man, you gonna keep standing me up? I'm gonna just do it my goddamn self. And then I end up telling her probably about a week later, of course we bumped heads, and I was like, you know what, I appreciate you not like, what I'm saying, showing up, because you really low key like turned me up a little bit, especially mentality wise. I was like, this is what I'm doing now. But I would say, yeah, just putting anything out there, whatever it is I'm trying to do. Because a lot of the times, back in the day growing up, social media used to be fun. You know what I'm saying? When MySpace came out, shit. I don't want to say Facebook because that was a little bit later. MySpace, Bebo, Urban Chat, all that little stuff. YouTube. When it first came out, you just living. You like, man, I'm this live in the mud. I'm connecting the dots. Now we wake up and it's like, man, I don't want to post this. These people ain't gonna like it. Well, hey, January, I say, you know what? I don't even care. You like it, you like it. You hate it, whatever. I'm just going in just with everything. So that's what I did this year, just changing. And I would say overall it has helped, mainly mentality, because we all have these ideas that we don't think are good enough. But if we stop seeking validation from other people and just start, running with them, look, people gonna come later. So I really had to tell myself that. I've been telling myself that, but in January I had to just say, you know what? Yeah, that's just what I'm on now. So now I just let it rip. So that's been my thing, really just not overthinking and just doing it for sure.
But that's the thing though, because and I'm gonna keep giving this testimony. People so caught up in the views and the numbers, but what y'all fail to realize is when you're consistently putting out stuff, eventually you're gonna jailbreak the algorithm, and then eventually your stuff gonna be everywhere. It's just a matter of time. But I can say from personal experience, which I posted in my story with my close friends, because people be hating. Some of them might be haters too, but we'll get into that later. But I posted how a person who has 16 million overall downloads on their podcast, 20 million on their YouTube channel, all these, stuff for Netflix in my DMs, in my emails, trying to get on my show. So if I'm not making moves, then why are these people reaching out? That's why people so caught up in 2 and 3 views, or you've been doing this long and you still getting only this much, but you don't know who's reaching out. You don't know what opportunities have presented themselves, because literally, what if, like I said, and I say Diddy, but not necessarily Diddy, but what if someone who is a mogul or who is a agency or somebody who's like, hey, our production team wants to back your show. We want to put your show on our production team. We have a big platform and we want you to be you and be your authentic self on this platform. A revolt, you just never know. And so people caught up in the wrong stuff, because then we say, we're going to let you be yourself. We just want to produce you. Then what? Yep. You don't have to change what you believe in. You don't have to change how you do it. We just want to, you just never know how that could happen. So
you're right, 1,000%, because it's social media is kind of just, it's a gift and a curse, because it has created way more opportunity, but the curse is you're seeing everybody all the time, and now it's like, oh damn, they're so much further than me, or this or that. And it really, like you just said, if you keep doing you, it'll come your way. That's just how it go. It just take time, like you said. And I think a lot of social media has made it to where because people have always wanted to take shortcuts, but social media has made it to where people feel like it's a million shortcuts. And really, I mean, some people get lucky, yeah, but most people, you put in the work, it'll happen. Connect the dots, but it takes time, like you said. So, hey, time, put that work in. That's it. Consistency.
All right. All right, y'all. So now for the last segment I want to discuss today. So I started and got interrupted with the Ty Trippett thing, but I'm glad I found that. But because somebody needs to hear that. Weeks ago, what happened with Maui and the fires and all that, and the families that to me look like a planned fire, but I ain't gonna get into that today. But we saw a video which went viral of Oprah Winfrey, billionaire, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who I'm sure is another billionaire, on camera asking us regular folk to donate money for the people in the fires. And so they caught a lot of backlash, because I saw one video in particular, but it was several videos of regular people on TikTok saying, y'all the billionaires, why are we sending money? Why y'all not putting y'all money out there to give back to these people that was houses destroyed and struggling, and y'all billionaires? Like I said, even with Drake, though, even though it's materialistic stuff, I still like the principle of you giving back. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all for coming to my concert, so let me do something. You know what I mean? And so I just didn't understand that. And so Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson did a response to this, and I want to play it live because I want to hear what y'all thought about it and y'all's take on it. It's not too long, but it's a little long. So yeah.
Out of the sky, and it's not growing on trees.
Hold on, let me start it back, because he to me, and this is just my opinion, it just sounded
and there's a lot.
I'll let y'all just be the judge of that.
Backlash that came with launching the fund, and I want to address and acknowledge that backlash right now. And here's what I have to say about that. I get it, and I completely understand. And I could have been better. And next time I will be better. And I understand.
Oh, The Rock got caught up.
We are live. Hold on. You gonna pause it? Hey y'all, hold on. We are live, and that ain't getting edited out either.
Now you gotta let them.
And I want to address and acknowledge that backlash right now.
Again.
And here's what I have to say about that. I get it, and I completely understand. And I could have been better. And next time I will be better. And I understand, money ain't falling out of the sky and it's not growing on trees. And there's a lot of people out there who's living paycheck to paycheck. And I get it, and I know what that's like. I've lived paycheck to paycheck. $7, I know what that's like. And when you are living paycheck to paycheck, I don't want to speak for everybody, I'll speak for myself, but I feel it's connected. When you're living paycheck to paycheck, I was easily pissed off and I was frustrated. And the last thing you want to hear when you are living paycheck to paycheck is someone asking you for money, especially when the person asking you for money already has a lot of money. So I get it. I understand. I've never launched a fund before, but I'm a quick study and lesson learned. So thank you. And I also feel that's one of the greatest things about my social media platforms and the transparency that we have and the relationship that we have, that we keep it real. If I do something and you guys love it, you let me know. Rock, we love it. Let's roll. If I do something and you hate it, you let me know. Rock, we hate it. Don't ever do that shit again. Again, lesson learned. I'm a quick study. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I will say that the most important thing about this message is the fact that the families have been getting their money and that they are getting back up on their feet. And why it's so moving to me and so important to me is that when we're down and we rise back up and we do it together, we'll become one. And when we become one, we become stronger. And in that is a reflection of who we are as Polynesian people. It's like deep in here, that's our mana and our spirit and our strength that we get from our ancestors. So I'm so proud of our community and our culture. I love you guys. Thank you. I can't wait to come back home to the islands of Hawaii. I can't wait to get back to Maui and see everybody and give you hugs. And I can't wait to get to one of my favorite gyms in the world, the Maui Powerhouse. You guys stay strong. I got some gifts coming for you. Okay, Maui, stay strong. I love you. Aloha.
Shout out to The Rock, man.
Okay. What does this have to do with mental health? I know it's the word of the year. I just feel like he just gaslighted all them people. I don't want to say it was fake. I mean, here's the thing with damage control. You can do damage control and mean what you're saying. I don't mentally, if I would have seen that, to me, I mean, I get what he was saying, like, you know, if my people love it, they hate it, they'll let me know. For me, that just seemed kind of like I'm just saying this because I gotta say this. I don't really think nothing was wrong with it. But I also feel like, where was Oprah? Because he wasn't in it by himself.
This is true.
So mentally, that would have bothered me if I was a person in Maui personally, because it bothered me as a regular person. How did you feel about it?
I think The Rock is such a likable figure, right? I blame Oprah, man. I ain't gonna lie. Cause Oprah, you an OG, you a veteran, you know better. But I thought The Rock was on point with what he said. I felt like, he said the obvious, but he could have just said, hey, I put up 2 million, put up what you can. You know what I'm saying? I think that probably would have been a little bit smoother because it was more one of those situations like, yo, Oprah big money for real. The Rock, he big money and he on his way to bigger money. So it's the principle. All they had to do was say, hey, this is what I've donated. Donate what you can if you want to. Boom. Done. But the way they went about it is like, oh, give up this money or donate money. And it's like, man, y'all rich. So no, you feel me? Like, I feel bad for the people out there, but if I ain't got it, I ain't got it. If I got it, I donate because that's what I want to do. But it just could have went about it a different way. I think the communication, you know what I'm saying? Maybe just at least say what you gave. You know what I'm saying? Don't ask for no money if you can't say what you gave. And they say, oh, you don't have to tell people what you're giving, but since you're asking publicly in this situation, yeah, you can say, yeah, I put up, $1 million. hell, you can put up 500,000 if that's what you want to do, but you got to tell me what you put up if you expect me to even kind of move off of it. Like I say, feel sorry for what happened out there. It's unfortunate, but I'm just being real.
All right. So what would I do in this situation? Well, if I was in this situation, I don't think I would have started a charity personally, but I would have just sent some money somewhere. But if I did do a charity, I agree kind of what you were saying. The original one could have been worded better. And I feel like Oprah probably feel like she too high up to respond. She probably like,
That's
y'all
exactly what it
niggas
gotta
just
be.
go, huh?
No, I said that's probably exactly how she feel. You know, The Rock, his Samoan, or I forget like what he is, but you know, his
I think
people
Polynesian or something.
yeah, like they from out there. So I understand why he felt inclined. But yeah, Oprah should have like I'm blaming Oprah. You feel me? Like I say, she the veteran. He a veteran too. He know better, but she's done this before. You know, Oprah got to school, all that different stuff. So come on now. She could have, you know what I'm saying? But it's Oprah. She ain't gonna respond. She in Malibu somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, she said, "You niggas better get over it." That's what she probably said. She probably looked at her phone and said, "You niggas better get over it."
I don't know.
I like I said in that situation, I would have just sent the money, called it a day. I would have said it, worded it better, like, we're gonna start this fund, and we'd love for all of you to help. If you say maybe something like, if all of you, if you feeling maybe not inclined, but we're starting this charity to help the people of Maui,
Yep.
every dollar counts.
Yep.
We're donating this much, and I don't know, it could have worked, it could have been better. See, that's probably a writer strike. So they need some writers.
They should have used ChatGPT.
No, they should have used Izzy B and the P.S.A. the ghostwriting solution. Now, what would Jesus do? Morally, he did the right thing with that, even though I'm indifferent, because I felt one way when I listened the first time, and I felt a second way when I listened just now. If to me this second time it felt genuine up to the end. Up to the end, it just kind of sounded like it was just like he was doing a freestyle and then just started saying anything because he couldn't think of nothing else to say. That to me, that's what it sounded like. I mean, I could be wrong, but morally, he did the right thing by doing that. Like I said, Oprah didn't. And I think that, he just, like you said, he's being transparent. So you got to give him an A for effort for that. What you
For
think?
sure. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's The Rock. Like I say, The Rock The Rock has to save face because he is that likable person. Oprah is likable, but she's likable with like little asterisks. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't say she's done certain things. Maybe like with Monique, she did a few things. The Rock, that's the people's champ. So he gotta say something because people really like mess with The Rock. You know, we ain't never met The Rock, but we feel like we know him. And his social media platform, like the way he connects with people, like it's different with him. So he gotta say something. Like I said, that's the people's champ. Oprah, she got everybody's money, but I wouldn't call her the people's champ. So it's just kind of like a moral responsibility to try to clean it up. Even if you don't mean it, you better act like you do. You know what I'm saying? To protect the people's champ, that image, you know what I'm saying, that he has. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to The Rock, but they should have just, hey, you want to give, you want to give. If you want other people to give, do it in a cleaner way. Because there ain't nothing wrong with telling people, with asking people to donate, because it is a choice if you want to donate. But yeah, just do it in a better way, word it a little bit better. But yeah, him and Oprah, like I ain't gonna lie, if it was just him that said that, I think it would have went across better. The fact that Oprah was on there with him, it's like, hell no. Oprah been, yeah. Come on, we all remember the Oprah show. We already know what time it is. So it's different when she on there too. Like she don't need to be asking nobody for nothing, with asking us for anything or anybody for that matters. It's Oprah. You know what I'm saying? Old magazine, OWN.
Got our own channel. All right.
So
What should men do? So in this situation, I'm all for giving. Drake giving to church, giving to the poor. And these situations, I'm hesitant only because you don't know if they're taking your money or not. Maybe you could just give it anyway and then be like, well, I know God gonna do whatever, do what's best with it. But in this situation, it is kind of like that's your only way as a regular person to help, is to send money to whatever charity that they have. And that's really all you can do in that situation. If we flip it to him, I think he did the best job. Like I said, he did the right thing by, responding to it, because ultimately we as humans like to see people, we like to see people mess up and then own it. So, like I said, I always say, you owned it. He said in the video several times, it did seem a little disingenuous, kind of, but I could be wrong. But he did say, like, look, I messed up. It is what it is. So, like I said, he gets an A from me from that. And if he lying, it's gonna come out that he lying later on. I don't know how it'll come out. So I just have to take his word for it.
He'll
What
get
do
his
you
car.
think men should do in this situation? They got anything else to add to that, if anything?
No, I think you hit it on the nail. Like at the end of the day, he took accountability, and that's what we want to see. Whether he meant it or not, we'll never know. But at least he, we can assume he was being accountable. I feel like The Rock has, he's done a lot of things for a lot of people, and he's like I say, a very likable person. So we don't want to see him do bad. But yeah, I feel like he took accountability. Hey, if he's lying, it'll come out later in some kind of way. I feel The Rock. I don't feel like he was lying. No. I feel like it's just The Rock. He just got that swagger about him. Like that's how he talked. You feel me? But yeah, I feel like he did the right thing. He took accountability. You see Oprah ain't do it, and I'm sure she wasn't the only one. So it that says it all right there. Like, and I get it. Some people feel like they're beyond this, it ain't, or they that. But at the end of the day, he just pulled out his cell phone, talked directly to the phone. Anybody could do that. Honestly, you can give 20 seconds. Hey, my bad, y'all. But in Oprah's defense, Oprah, I ain't gonna go too hard on you. The Rock is on Instagram way more than Oprah, so that could be a factor. He, The Rock and Will Smith, Instagram kings. That's just what it is.
All right. So now, before we go for the day, can you tell the people your podcast and what all you do?
Yo, so what do I do? Man, I do a lot of stuff. I guess number one, overall creator. I consider myself an overall creator because I do a lot of different things, whether it's short films, music videos, throwing independent concerts, or me and my boy Jamal run our podcast, Anti-Socialites, and I talk shit with my homegirl Chrissy and my brother Kale on unessential topics. That's another little podcast we do, but really just create. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do. I'm in my creative bag. Hey, and I go to work too. So look, you can work and you can create. I know people thinking I gotta do this, do that. I did that. I shot my music videos 100% for some years, and hey, it's more fun making more money. So don't let people. Everybody has this mindset. I got to do this, got to do that. Now you can do both, but overall, create a super creative. Shoot, that's what I really need to change my name to. But 11 Power, everything is on there.
Okay, so before we go with that, I want to kind of tie it into what I talked about this past week with the whole fresh and fit thing. Like I said, I don't know all their streams, but I do know 200K is a lot of money to lose. So for me, if for whatever reason I did get demonetized here, I'm going to be having so many other things going on that,
Yep. Punching the
you
air.
even if you if you take this away, I'm still gonna be good because I still got 4 or 5 other things going on. Then how I'll get blessed with another opportunity or two to make up for that one, just because I know I'm not gonna intentionally do things to spite people. And even like with stuff like this, when we speak on the negative things that people do, whether it's on my podcast or with or the live stream, I still try to find some good in it and try to glow and grow, basically, not just attack. Because everybody do that. Everybody attack people. So I try to just add some what they could have did better and what I liked and that kind of thing. So I think that's it. So y'all hold me accountable. I have to put him on the show. Hopefully this season, like I said, probably downtown some point, maybe virtual, depending on how the schedules go. But I need to get some more content downtown. So yeah, another live stream. And I think that's it for the day. So as always, keep watching, keep tapping in. Anything you got to say before we go?
Nah, man, just tell the people, well, number one, you keep doing your thing. I think that's most important. And for people watching, tuning in, whenever they tune in, they just got to keep doing their thing as well. Like I say, society, it's real easy to get caught up and swallowed up in all this shit that's going on. But it's like at the end of the day, you got to, put your best foot forward every day. And if you attack it like that, you'll go, what I'm saying, super far. People will go far because, you can't do nothing great in one day. I mean, sometimes you can, but for most people, one step at a time. So just put your best foot forward every day. That's what I tell people to do.
All right, y'all. That is it for the second live stream, and we'll be back next Monday with another one. P.S.A. signing out. Always remember, keep your head up like your neck hurt. Remember who you are and make your mind up. Don't let it make you. Oh, and I love us for real. Peace.
He just dropped bars. There you go.